Alright, take two. Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. We'll call it early games, late games, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football, post-game shows. Since I didn't get to do a pre-game show or a post-game show yesterday or today, who was the first receiver in NFL history to achieve 100-yard receptions in his career? And I'll have the answer later in the podcast. It's week 8 of the NFL, and it's been quite a week of football by far. The Browns are on their bye week, and we will talk about the Browns and have news on them and mid-season grades as well. But first, first let's go back and recap Thursday night's game between the Packers and the 49ers. The Packers beat the 49ers 34-17 at Levi's Stadium in San Francisco. The Packers had control of this game from the get-go, thanks to wide receiver Davante Adams, who had another brilliant performance in the win against the 49ers Thursday night. Green Bay Packers wide receiver Davante Adams has earned three career Pro Bowl invitations, but hasn't yet earned All-Pro honors. That could change this year. Adams continued his brilliant season Thursday night by catching 10 passes for 173 yards and a touchdown in a 34-17 victory over the San Francisco 49ers, who were missing key players due to injury. Adams was asked afterward if he's the best wideout in the NFL, and he said, "Yeah, I think that's to say." Adams replied, "I think that's not being conceited. That's just being confident." Green Bay relied heavily on Adams, who has an NFL leading light touchdown catches, despite missing 2 games with a hamstring injury. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers calls Adams a joy to play with. Perhaps the Packers will need more balance in their pass attack to make a deep postseason run. Green Bay drew criticism from fans this week when it didn't add a wide receiver before the trade deadline. But it's worth nothing. Green Bay won those 2 games. Adams missed due to injury, with Alan Lazard having a career-best game at New Orleans and tight end Robert Tonyan scoring 3 touchdowns against Atlanta. As the Packers 6-2 reach their midway point of their season, there's reason to believe Adams might start getting more help from Green Bay's other receivers. Marquez Valdez Scanting dropped a third down pass early in Thursday's game, then bounced back by catching a 52-yard touchdown pass and scoring on a 1-yard reception. Those were his 2 touchdowns since a season opening victory at Minnesota. "I am proud of Marquez," Rodgers said. "He has done a really nice job for us of staying focused and staying confident." Lazard is approaching a return from the core injury that has sidelined him for 5 games. Lazard had 17 catches, 254 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 3 games. Adams has 53 catches for 675 yards in just 6 games. He is the first NFL player to have at least 50 catches, 600 yards receiving, and 8 touchdown receptions over his first 6 games of the season. At this point, when the ball's in the air, I expect to come down regardless of the situation when the ball is thrown to me, Adams said. All week long, it looked like Aaron Jones would be out again. However, Jones made a surprising return, which was a huge boost for an offense already without Jamal Williams and A.J. Dillon and other players. And Jones quickly reminded everyone just how valuable he is to this team. Jones scored the first touchdown of this game Thursday night. The 49ers had several players out with injuries, and they just could not get things to go their way, and they made too many mistakes and had too many turnovers. And the Packers took advantage of every mistake the 49ers made. The 49ers were held to just a field goal and 2 touchdowns. Nevertheless, though, the Packers win 34-17. And now for game balls, Aaron Rodgers, 25 of 31 carries and attempts, 305 yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. Devontae Adams, 10 receptions, 173 yards, 1 touchdown, no interceptions. And Aaron Jones, 15 carries, 58 yards, rushing, 5 receptions, 21 yards, receiving, no touchdowns, no interceptions. We'll get to the other NFL scores in just a moment. But right now, it is time to reveal the answer to today's Sky Sports 101 trivia question. Who was the first receiver in NFL history to achieve 100 touchdown receptions in his career? And if you said Steve Largent, you are correct. When Largent retired, he held all major NFL receiving records, including most receptions in a career, 819, most receiving yards in a career, 13,089, and most touchdown receptions, 100. I will have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. And it's time now to go over all the other scores from Week 9. The Buffalo Bills beat the Seattle Seahawks 44-34 at Ralph Wilson Stadium in Buffalo, New York. Now give the game ball to Josh Allen. Seattle had several chances, but they just could not get past Buffalo, and they were down big time at halftime. They were down, I think it was 20-7 at halftime. But they did come back, but just couldn't get over that hurdle. The Houston Texans, who the Browns will take on next week in Week 10, beat the Jacksonville Jaguars, who the Green Bay Packers will take on next week in Week 10, this coming Sunday. 27-25 in Everbank Stadium in Jacksonville, Florida. And I got to give the game ball to Deshaun Watson. The Minnesota Vikings beat the Detroit Lions 34-20 at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I give the game ball to Kirk Cousins in that one. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Dallas Cowboys 24-19. And Ben Roethlisberger and James Conner get the game ball in that one. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Carolina Panthers by 2 at Arrowhead Stadium in KC, 33-31. And Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they get the game balls. And Carolina came back, but they could not get over that hurdle. They couldn't do it. But actually, KC get from behind. Excuse me. The Tennessee Titans beat the Chicago Bears 24-17. At LP Field in Tennessee, and I give it to Ryan Tannehill, the game ball. The New York Giants beat the Washington football team, 23-20, and I got to give it to Daniel Jones and Saquon Barkley get the game balls. And Washington, they had tied it, but then the Giants pulled away and got the win. The Baltimore Ravens beat the Indianapolis Colts at Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis, and 24-10. They were down, but came from. But Baltimore just dominated this game. But Indianapolis led early, but then Baltimore just took it from there. And I give it to Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, and Mark Andrews. They get the game balls. The Las Vegas Raiders beat the Los Angeles Chargers at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, 31-26, and I give the game ball to Derek Carr. The Atlanta Falcons beat the Denver Broncos and get their third win of the season, 34-27 at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. And I give it to Matt Ryan. Denver, they tried to come back, but they just could not get over that hurdle, and they lose by a touchdown. The Miami Dolphins beat the Arizona Cardinals in an upset loss for them, Arizona, at University of Phoenix Stadium in Phoenix, Arizona, 34-31. I give the game ball to Chue Tugboa, the Dolphins quarterback. And Sunday Night Football, last night's game. On Sunday, the New Orleans Saints manhandled the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 38-3. Tampa Bay just had one field goal, and they never stood a chance on this one. And New Orleans took advantage of all Tampa Bay's mistakes, and Tom Brady struggled in this one. Drew Brees and Alvin Kamara, they get the game balls for that one. And the game that just ended moments ago. Tonight's Monday Night Football game. Hope you're ready for the football. Because the New England Patriots kicked a game-winning field goal, came from behind and beat the Jets 30-27. The Jets had several chances to win this game, especially in the fourth quarter, and they just could not take advantage of it. So they fought 0-9, and they still looking for their first win of the season. And the Patriots go to 3-5, and Cam Newton gets the game ball. So those are the NFL scores in Week 9. I was 9-5 in my picks, but I lost because my brother-in-law Eric Hoyle won, and he was 11-3. So those are NFL picks for Week 9. So we'll see what happens in Week 10. I will not. We're running out of time, so I'm not gonna have time to do the Browns grades. But I will say Nick Chubb was back on the field today at practice, and so was Ronnie Harrison and Austin Hooper as well. So hopefully we're gonna get those guys back, and they'll be back at practice tomorrow, getting ready for this Sunday's game against the Texans. And I do think this is a winnable game for the Browns, and I think they will get the win in this game. And the Browns had mid-season grades 1A and a bunch of Fs. So basically, I think they're going to be all right this season. I really do. And I really think they're going to get more wins. They're going to improve as the season goes on. And I do believe that Baker Mayfield will start for the Browns on Sunday. But I was glad to see Nick Chubb back on the field, and this by far was a very great was a big step for the Browns, and because they're going to be coming off a bye week, and I think they're going to be out to win and get the win in this one. But I really do think that the Browns will win this game, and I know I'm getting off the track of the sports world. But I just wanted to announce that Jeopardy host Alex Trebek passed away on Sunday at the age of 80, and he will sorely be missed. He lost his battle with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He put up a good battle, but this year he lost it, and he will sorely be missed. And I think they will show the rest of the episodes that Alex Trebek taped this season, and then they will be in search of a new host for Jeopardy, so we'll have to wait and find out who it is. But yes, Alex Trebek passed away at the age of 80, and my thoughts and prayers go out to the Trebek family, and my thoughts and prayers are with them through this difficult time. That's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101, the early games, late games, Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football post-game show. I'll be back Thursday, either Wednesday or Thursday, with another podcast. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day and every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1, I'm done.